Hey everybody, Cracker Jack Mechanic here. Thanks for tuning in. I want to do a quick video talk about Harley Davidson drive belts, the final drive for your Harley Davidson. Alright, so I get asked often how long a Harley drive belt will last. The maintenance schedule in the factory service manual doesn't really give you any detail on how long the belt will last. It's a pretty loaded question, really. It's kind of like how long is a piece of string. Well, what I've found with Harley drive belts is they can go well over 200,000 kilometers, 160,000 miles plus without any issues. What usually will destroy it will be a rock will get in between the belt and the pulley and rip the belt. But I have seen strange things go through the belt. I've seen a bolt stuck in there, and it actually, once I removed it, the belt was still fine. The fellow wasn't able to replace it. Drove at least another 7,000-8,000 miles on the belt before he did anything with it. So on this bike, the owner did indicate that he is a little bit rough on the bike. He likes to ride really hard. This is a replacement belt already. We're putting another one on where this one was stretched. Just a quick note would be that in the service manual, it is inspect, replace as necessary, make the deflection adjustment, and keep it properly tensioned. So this one in particular, we think the possibility exists that this belt was over tightened and that caused the problem. So proper adjustment of the belt deflection is pretty critical. Make sure you have that right. Over tight will cause extra issues. And on this one, I'm going to show you a couple close-up videos because the actual transmission main bearing is out of it. Again, we suspect it was because the belt was over tight, and now we're going to also have to replace the transmission main bearing, which was a bit of a surprise once we got in here. We weren't expecting it. So I do have a video of replacing the drive belt on the touring models. It gets into a little more detail on what you'll need to remove, and it is a little bit bigger of a job. So this one does have the loose arm on the shift shaft, which is a very common thing to look for once you're in here. The bolt's tight, but the actual shifter arm here is loose on the splines. I'm going to replace that bolt with a higher grade stainless one. I'm going to never seize it on the way in so that I'm able to snug it up. Do that when you're in here. It'll save yourself some problems later, because a lot of times you're not able to actually tighten this bolt without stripping it or breaking it. You have to remove it. There will be a little bit of a wear notch on the actual threads of the bolt. All right, so I've often talked about removing this bolt when this arm is loose, because you can have an issue with the bolt itself. This one does show the flat spots on the threads. So when you have the inner primary off, remove that bolt, replace it. I've got this stainless steel replacement. I'm going to put some never seize on it and replace the worn out stock bolt that was in there. Just a couple quick notes when it comes to Harley Davidson drive belts. There is no real magic number for mileage. I've seen them well over 160,000 miles, and what typically ruins them is over tightening, or some kind of debris goes through the actual belt and the pulley, wrecking the pulley. This one, it's actually broken, like a tear. The Kevlar aramid fibers, whatever they're using, was able to hold it together. The guy was able to limp it home, get it into the shop here, and have us service it. But again, I think the possibility exists that this belt was over tightened, so something to be aware of. Jeff, the Cracker Jack Mechanic, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, click that subscribe button down on the right side. Thanks for watching.